So day of cycle 33 here in our little Prehistoric Planet Pack community and oxygen not included. So far things have been going okay. We have a decent amount of food at the moment. A little over 36,000 kilocalories worth. Got a decent sized farm growing. Duplicates even have a proper bathroom. I'm not actually cleaning the output of this yet. I'm just storing it into a liquid reservoir we can use for stuff later, but at least we have something that they can go to the bathroom in. And that saves all the time spent cleaning the outhouses. I do have enough room for 7 duplicates right now, which is exactly how many duplicates we have. We're gonna need a little bit more bed space. When the Demolier meteor comes in, it's gonna hit this impact zone here, which is gonna be super hot if I don't get it destroyed in time. And I would like to shoot it out of the sky, but I guess we'll see what happens. I haven't done this before, so who knows whether we'll be ready in time. Barring that, I'll have to take some of this water and try to like move it away from the hot zone because everything's gonna get like lashed into steam, which would be really damaging, I think. Even have a little power generation going down here, although I had a second peat burner. I don't know what happened to it. I must have deconstructed it, but I thought I just turned it off. Maybe I accidentally deconstructed it. Oh well. Anyway, well, we only need 1 peat burner running anyway. Kind of runs out of peat a lot too. Peat's also used up here in our farm though, so I gotta be a little bit careful about how much we're dealing with here. I've got our little smoker working down here to produce some food for our duplicants, which is great, but it does produce a fair amount of heat. I might have to start working on some sort of a cooling setup in here to make sure that things don't get too hot, particularly since this is right in the middle of the community. Fortunately, the plants grow in hot temperatures anyway, so I can't get things too cool or they just won't grow, but I don't want things to get too hot or cause some other problems. I think I'm gonna get the duplicates working on digging this water out of here. So if I could dig through here, they can dig this out. That's going to cause a big flood in here. And then they can put a ladder in down here, which will let the water drain into this lower reservoir. I've already got it reinforced over here, so that shouldn't leak. Should be okay that way. We can get all that sorted, and then maybe I'll even have them dig this out so we can try and get as much of this water collected over here as possible. In order to get all of our duplicates to fit in here and have their own private rooms, I think I'm also going to need to do second set of rooms over here. I'm just going to attach them together and through a doorway, so they'll run through one duplicate's room to get into the next one, but unless I have them on different sleep schedules, that shouldn't create a problem, I don't think. Because they'll all be going to bed at the same time anyway, they won't really be waking each other up. So I want it to be 6 tiles wide for that. I'm going to dig out this overgrow over here too, because I'm not really using it anyway. Oh. Well, I put my wall pot in a place that's going to be inconvenient. I guess we got to uproot these. And what better way to kick off the day than seeing one of the new cosmetics and stuff we've unlocked, too. We got 2 more blueprints in here. More gloves. Frilly dusk gloves. I'm really most interested in, like, the building pieces in terms of, like, alternate stuff. Different machines and things. Frilly slate gloves. They're just different types of frilly gloves. More research completed. Okay. What next? I think I'm gonna go to sound amplifiers, only to get the smart battery. I don't really need the other things that are in here at the moment. Can't hurt to have them unlocked. That'll be our next object to tackle, I guess. Oops, we cleared this up. We should be able to break this open. We can put our door in. Actually, let's break this whole wall down. We can replace the regular tiles with airflow tiles to make sure our duplicates have good airflow in here. That'll be 4 bedrooms over there. I think I'm going to want to relocate the stuff I have over here so we can build more bedrooms on this side. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with these research items. I could put them in the center here close to the printer pod, but I'm going to need to move our bottle filler. And I didn't leave enough room in the kitchen to put it in there. How many tiles does that take up? It's 3 tiles wide. We've got basically 3 tiles in here, so if I were to just like deconstruct these things and shift them over by 1, I could put the bottle filler right in the kitchen. I guess that'd be alright. Kinda want to put the grill in here. I don't think I'm gonna have this spice grinder. Let's get rid of this thing. I built it, but I don't have any use for it right now. I don't think it necessarily gives me any special benefit in here. Kitchen's a kitchen, nope, it needs a spice grinder, it can't be a kitchen. Well, that's fun. Put the bottle filler in here anyway. Wanted to get the electric table in here, thinking I might be able to cook up the mimilet, whatever it's called. But I guess I don't necessarily need to. We got quite a bit of food right now. Veggie poppers, snack fruit, overgrow figs, and sweet corn. We got a ton of. Alright, well, we'll put the egg cracker and the spice grinder back in. And I'm going to need to rework the piping for this. Get that plugged in. Oh, the duplicate is ready for skills, too. Oh, Mattia. Well, I guess we could have you working on astronomy. Doing really good for morale. I don't really have to worry about their stress levels at all. Which is funny, because I haven't really done any decor yet. Duplicates are living large. Oh, they started digging all this out over here. The water's not really flowing, though. We need to make this opening bigger. We got the wall broken down, so we can get this set up for our duplicants to have their little bedroom space. This is going to be the... Well, you know what? I think I'm going to extend this all the way over. They might not be able to build it right away. But that way we can start to plan for the need to insulate. The abyssalite doesn't transfer heat, so it's good. Having the insulation go right up the edge of it will keep this well isolated temperature-wise. And our floor built in here with an air vent in it. That way they can have some good airflow. And then we've got enough room here probably for another one. Or I could think of maybe putting a ranch in under here. That's 4 spots. I could even... I got a duplicant that can dig into the abyssalite. I think Still Snow might be able to. Yep. So they can have like a whole apartment complex up here. There we go. So that'll get 6 bedrooms over there, and then maybe I won't need to do as much movement over here. Or I can just repurpose this space for something else. Pretty pod's ready. We've got space for more duplicants in terms of food and stuff, so we might as well take another duplicant if there's a good one in here. We got Stinky is good for operating, building, and cooking. I did need someone doing construction, I think. Or we have Eduardo. He's got suit trainer booster. Starts with pre-installed suit trainer booster. Bionic bugs, all thumbs. Decrease excavation, machinery. Nope, I don't think I want to take that on. I do want to have a bionic duplicant at some point, but don't think I want those negatives. He's also a night owl. Squeamish. Doesn't do doctoring errands, but that's not really that big a deal for me. Just double check who we've got here for skills. I don't think I have a digger, or a builder. Oh wait, OG Newman? Nope, OG's a tinkerer. I need someone who does construction, so I think that would probably work. Picking another random member from the list, we've got Cosmo joining the community. That building will be really helpful. Doesn't hurt that they can cook and operate machinery too, I guess. Welcome to the community, Cosmo. Once again, as always, I hope your duplicate insurance is up to date. No guarantees of survival. Let's get Cosmo working on improved construction, and we'll get the construction hat on you. We can set Cosmo's priority to construction as well, just so he does a little bit more focus on building. Or the other duplicates aren't necessarily focused on it, they have other priorities. His first priority will be building. Actually, we'll give him a double priority on it, so if I want stuff made, Cosmo's the one that's most likely to rush to do it. More research done. These guys are really just flying now. Okay, so we've got a second bottle empty already. Let's just deconstruct this one. I'm gonna need a plumber so we can empty the pipes too. While they're working on that, let's get some more research going. I'm gonna build a second research station there down by the printing pod. We'll relocate that stuff. I kind of want to get some air systems ready because we're gonna need electrolyzer at some point to produce oxygen. We've got some liquid refinement I don't necessarily need right now, but as long as it's in the same chain, we might as well have them work on all of it. Okay, I can't put both well, actually, I might be able to put both research stations right next to... Yeah, I can put one on one side. We'll put the supercomputer on the other. They'll both benefit from the light that the printing pod gives off. So they'll get that buff there without having to run a light the way I was up here, which will save a little bit of heat and a small amount of power. Get all this plugged into the electrical system. Once I get that built, we'll destroy these ones. Who's suffocating and why? Mistakes might have been made. Sorry, Still Snow. Let's break this wall down. You probably don't want to be stuck in there if I had to guess. Let's set a priority 9 on that so she doesn't suffocate in there. There you go. Yeah, sorry. Small mistakes. Get that fixed up top, too, so at least we have it all sorted. I guess we could try to pretty up the place the duplicants are living in, too. We'll give them some decorative stuff. Fancy bug corner garland. I don't have a different blueprint option for the pieces in between. I just got one for the corners, so I guess we're going to be stuck with that. We're having to use shale, too, which isn't a particularly attractive tile. That's alright, I guess. Get all those built. We're not going to be able to build the ceiling in here unless we put some ladders in, so let's do that, too. Actually, I don't really need that one there. Put a little ceiling trim in here, too, just to make it all finished up nice. I want to get some artwork in here eventually also, but for now, this will have to do. We'll get some back walls on here, too. I don't tend to use the back wall a lot when I'm playing the game, but it certainly can't hurt, I guess. If we're going to have a pretty good-sized living space up here already, it might be worth focusing on having the ranches down here. What's the temperature like over here? Pretty warm over here, but that's okay, because the lumb actually like temperatures that are between 20 and 70 degrees Celsius anyway. And I do want to have some lumb ranches. The lumb ranch I'm going to make is actually 5 tiles in height. Interior, so it's like 7 tiles of space I need. So I would need 14 tiles, basically, to get 2 of them stacked together. I think I might want to put them down lower. Maybe start from the bottom and go up so I can leave space up here for another set of living quarters. We do need to have room for a total of 10 duplicants, and I want them to have their own individual rooms. Realized I forgot to put a spot in here for an airflow tile, so I should probably do that. So this will be our next row of apartment units, so we'll have 9 of them here in total. I only have 8 duplicants right now, but obviously we're going to be getting more, so this will work out well. Copy this thing, we'll throw that in there, another one here. Move them down here as well. And then below that is where I can put my ranch. So if I need 7 tiles, so it'll go from there to there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tile there. So I can put 2 ranches like right below our living space here, which should work okay. I think that'll work all right. I've got some overgrow in here. I kind of wish I could keep that intact, but based on the layout I'm going to use, it's not quite going to work. Trapped? Who's trapped? Seriously, you're stuck there? That's a weird spot to get stuck. Take that out, we can get through. Where are you going? Because they wanted a snack. Take one for the road. Or just put it away, I guess. Alright, whatever. Way to clean up, buddy. Oh, most of the water drained up here now. That's pretty good. They didn't finish building this ladder yet. I guess they're not making it a priority. Might as well have them mop up this too. Get those water bottles ready. Research is done again. We can research something else. I don't even know what I want now. You know what? At some point my duplicants are going to get hurt. I probably should try to do something medically. Let's go all the way through to micro-targeted medicine. Kind of like to trap the heat down in the bottom portion of this community. So let's build down here. I'm going to try and make space we can work on making some refined metals. Refined, we can use the rock crusher. We've got the desalinator down here. I did see there was some salty water up there, so that's good. Sludge press, we don't have to worry about sludge just yet. Plant pulverizer. Crush organic materials to extract liquids such as brackine or phyto oil. Brackine is used to refill the critter fountain. Phyto oil we can cook, and that produces carbon dioxide and algae. So we can cook phyto oil into algae. That's interesting. That's used in the emulsifier to make biodiesel, which we could then use for producing power, but I'm not going to focus on that just yet. Seacomb leaf and water with the plant pulverizer makes phyto oil as well. Or not as well, I guess that's the source of it. So we could put slime in the plant pulverizer to get phyto oil and dirt. Oh, that would actually be pretty good if I had some slime. In the meantime, let's get the rock crusher produced down here. This thing takes 240 watts of power, so not crazy amounts. It does get pretty hot, so we're gonna keep it way down bottom here. Just branch right off the electrical wire that's already here. Oh, they finished doing the research up here, the building up the supercomputer and stuff here, so we can deconstruct these. Have our duplicants work down here instead. Perfect, break those down. I would like to get a power grid set up here properly. I still haven't done that, so let's consider getting that prepared at least. We can do a heavy watt joint plate onto here. So it's start to get ready to build one out. I think our power grid right now... Still potential load's only 780. Even once we put the rock crusher on there, it's not crazy. I'm planning to use the water that I have up here as a cooling mechanism to make the living quarters for our duplicants at more comfortable temperatures. So I think I'm going to throw some insulated tile along the bottom of the water here. That way I can run a pipe through without having to go all the way up and around all this dirt. I can't just run a pipe through the dirt because I'll cut a hole and all the water will leak out. This is probably actually a little risky as it is. I don't know how well the peat holds back the water pressure. Making great progress on the bedroom space. These can be deconstructed in here. No room for our airflow tile now. And of course, we got some decorations in here too. We got the corner trim up in the rest of these rooms. Okay, we got our last bed placed in here. None of these duplicants have any. I don't have any decorations, but frankly, their floor's all dirty anyway, so I guess it's not really going to be very nice to look at in the first place. Another duplicate available. So we've got a green thumb for agriculture, building, researching, operating, supplying, farming, cooking, or ranching. I could use a rancher, I think. What do I have in the ranch? Yeah, I don't have anybody in ranching yet. That would be perfect. Especially since I'm planning to make a lumb ranch. They're flatulent, though. That sucks. And they won't do digging errands. Also not great. But plus 14 husbandry is quite nice. Eh, we'll take it anyway. The flatulence is going to be really annoying with all that natural gas floating around. Hopefully it'll filter itself out in a way I can collect it or something. Worst case scenario, it causes some minor inconveniences. This duplicant by random selection will be Pat the Derp. Welcome to the colony, Pat the Derp. Might be an appropriate name with all that flatulence going on. And we got to get Pat set up with a hat. So let's do improve farming because we want to get them into critter ranching. It's going to be a little bit before we can do the ranching anyway, but wouldn't hurt to have them ready. Decor is all done with the grilling. Let's improve the tidying. Ooh, plumbing. I needed plumbing, so that's good. And then night 69, we have you working on construction. Oh, I guess I have 2 people on construction. But that's alright. Construction 2. Lord knows I have enough building projects all the time. Where's night 69? We'll give him priority for building. Oh, I already had it. Alright. Literally right above the other one. I didn't see it. Because that's how smart I am. Interesting the things they choose to do their construction on first. They're building this stuff up here. They haven't really gone down here and built this stuff yet. I guess Cosmo's working on it, but... Oh, he's literally busy building the rock crusher before they've even dug out the space. It's priorities for you. Oh, we need water over here. I really should change... Well, it's a little late now, but I should have used irrigation tiles for these, but I wanted to grow them so early on as a source of food. I'm going to wind up scrapping these things. Even though they take so long to grow. They also take up a lot of space, and they're going to take up duplicate time having to deliver water all the time. I can't swap out the irrigation tiles because the whatever plant is already planted in there will get wrecked, and then they got to start all over again. Well, let's get a ranch started, I guess. I have the most space in the top area, so I suppose that's the best way to go. I don't have to feed the wild lumb. Oh, that one's elderly anyway. There's a new one that's going to be born here soon. Right, so we're gonna need a few things here. I'm gonna plan to put 4 tiles down bottom here. The doorway is gonna go. Well, Well, let's get an airflow tile in here. Throw airflow tile. Another one up here. We dig this stuff up. This poor lumb's gonna get trapped in the floor if I don't dig this out anyway. I better make that a priority. Want to build? I gotta dig that out first. Oh, this too. Hopefully they'll dig this to get to the priority stuff over here. This will lead to a pneumatic door. Keep our lumb trapped. Wait a minute, I made this spacing too big. What did I do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Okay, well. Placed those wrong. Okay, that's better. This block here can go. All this can get out of here too. I'm gonna grow some mimica in here, so we're gonna need a farm tile. We'll set that there. Throw an airflow tile next to it just so we have good airflow. And then I'm gonna need 6 tiles across before we can build our little irrigation spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops. I didn't really consider how wide I was gonna make this relative to the total space, but hopefully it aligns well. A little hydroponic tile in there. We're gonna need 6 more, 7 more tiles on the other side. Actually, this works out perfect. I'm gonna insulate down this side. I don't necessarily need to, I don't think, but a little farm tile in here. That's where we'll grow some more mimica. We need to dig all of this out. So they won't be able to reach right away, but we'll get there. Inside our farm, we'll need a few things. Some of these doors here. There we go. I don't have a mechatronics engineer right now, so I can't put any auto sweepers in here, but later on when I have access to those, I'll put the auto sweepers up here. They can automatically pick up the peat of the lumb poop out, as well as any critter eggs that might show up. It's going to require some plumbing over here, too. Get that plugged in. Well, they made quick work of that. Oh, I don't have a critter drop-off point. Oh, there it is. So we'll throw a critter drop-off here so we can drop off our lumb when we're ready. This base, I'm not ready to have it actually be a ranch yet. Instead, what I want them to do is to more quickly grow the overgrow that'll be planted here for the lumb to eat. So we're going to plant that. It'll get automatically fed by the water supply. And then we could throw in a farm station here that we can then later switch over to a grooming station. And they'll use this to speed up the growth of the overgrow by 100%. We'll work a little dupes. This here we're going to make for mimica. That'll also add 25% growth rate to the overgrow. More importantly, to all the vines that come off the sides of it. Plus, they'll benefit from the farm station as well, so the mimica will grow up a little quicker. Oh, good job, duplicants. I'm going to set all these to open, because I don't want it to interfere with the movement of the mimica flying in here to fertilize things. And in terms of critters, I'll set this for lumb and lumblet. There should be a lumblet hatching down here soon. This one's elderly. It's age 182. It'll live to cycle 200. The lumb egg is at 67% incubation, so it should be ready to hatch relatively soon. More duplicate skills ready. Kitty's ready for more research. I guess you might as well do field research too. Why not do it all? Sean Hilton's done with the farming. He's also really good with the tidying down here, so let's give him some tidying skill. It's still snow. Ooh, she's onto the hazmat digging now. That's amazing. We'll try to keep you away from the radioactive stuff, still snow. You've survived this long. I'm not really in a rush to get you killed yet. Yet being the operative word. I guess we might as well get our duplicates some decor. Actually, maybe we can do some advanced automation and compute. Get to computing, but I could do advanced automation to get AND gates and OR gates. I still haven't finished building this thing. They built all the wire, but they didn't build the rock crusher. What happened to my water down here? Well, that's problematic. My little water seal got wrecked. It was in this corner here. Somehow it ended up down bottom. That's not the way that's supposed to be. That's going to let the water, or the CO2 flow out. Funny enough, there's oxygen in here, but... it's kind of helping to keep it sealed for the moment, but that's definitely not what I want this to be, because this is an open gap for the CO2 to flood out. Which is only going to increase the pressure down here for CO2. You better throw a bottle emptier on here for now. Oh man, we've almost tapped all the water down here too. One of the issues with all the things I've been feeding with the water. Oh, that's a problem. That's probably the biggest problem. There we go. Okay, I can already turn this off, I think. Perfect. I'm gonna get extra wet foot by stepping into 2 spots of water down here, but it doesn't really matter. I'll just leave it the way it is. Not sure what happened to that one down here. I don't think it's hot enough that it evaporated. Okay, this will be our 10th and final duplicate for the community. What do we got here? Well, if we can get somebody good anyway. Taking and boosting. Bottomless stuff. You know, I'm not actually inclined to take any of these. We'll just take the Oxalite for now. We'll bring our 10th duplicate in later. I have 9 bedrooms set up. They're very plain looking. It's not exactly exciting decor. Frankly, neither was this. We can go ahead and destroy all these now. Get all the duplicates sleeping in their own individual rooms, which would give them all a nice little morale perk. They all have their wonderful rooms. This down here you can see is our greenhouse now, which is perfect. I can do a second one below it that looks the same as this. Once we're ready. I'll worry about just getting one of them growing for now. Can I build 10 tables? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I got 10 tables up here. I'm gonna get some rot on the floor here. Sopping wet, popped eardrums. Oh yeah, okay, so the pressure down here in this room is really high. Oh, it's crazy high, actually, in some places. We've got literal kilograms of pressure down here. So when the duplicates go in there, they're getting popped eardrums. Which is not ideal. I'd like to get the oxygen out of here, maybe. We can let that expand out into the base. Help push some of the CO2 down a little bit lower, since all this whole bottom section's in CO2 now. We're gonna do that. We're gonna need a gas pump in here. Set that there. I'm gonna need a gas filter. I want the CO2 and stuff to stay in here. I only want the oxygen to come out. Oh, the problem is gonna be I need a high pressure gas vent. I'm gonna need some refined metals. 200 kilograms of refined metal. Oh, it also takes plastics, which I don't have. Actually, with the thin skim they have down here of liquid, I could deconstruct this, and I could throw a vent right there. A gas vent here shouldn't overpressurize, because the liquid's technically taking up space, but it might actually be shallow enough that it also doesn't flood itself out. I need a gas filter. Set this up for gas there. A little gas pipe going down to here. Oh, no, not off of that. Cancel this. Okay, gas pipe off the output of there. We're gonna set this up. Well, it's gonna need power. So another thing to get tapped into the power grid, unfortunately. Wow, they're building quick down here. I guess they didn't really have a lot of them to do at the moment. Yeah, that thing's not flooding, so this should be perfect. Every duplicate that's coming in here is getting a popped eardrums. That's not great. I'm gonna have to get some Atmos suits going at some point. This thing here we want set up for oxygen. Okay, so it'll take whatever CO2 it's gonna have in here, as well as any other gases, and it'll drop it down here. Anything it picks up that's oxygen, it should take out and just push out. It won't take long until the oxygen's all gone out of here, and then we can deconstruct all this. But that'll give you some high pressure packets of oxygen to feed back up into the community, which is a better place for it than down here. It'll take a little while, see what happens, but fortunately this thing's not getting overpressurized because of that little bit of liquid right in front of it that's falling off, so it'll never pool up to an extent that this drowns it out. We can exchange all that gas. We're gonna have a lot of high pressure CO2 down here that's gonna need to be dealt with at some point. We're gonna find some nickel ore. Set this up for, I don't know, like 30 or something right now. Insufficient oxygen generation, but we're still well oxygenated right now. Well, this is a pretty big space for one little oxygen diffuser to be working, so that's gonna have to be solved for too. That's a bit of work. This water down here, I think, is my current problem. I was gonna take all the water up here and make use of it up here, but I may actually have to move it down bottom just so that I can deal with it. So much for all of the infrastructure I built here to keep it from breaking through or whatever. Okay, this is gonna be a pain. We need a ladder down here. Dig this out. Dig all this out too while we're at it. All these duplicates up here in their beds looking like the Brady Bunch. Or Hollywood Squares or something. Oh, that's what you guys sleeping in. Now that I have 9 duplicants, I really should have them on different schedules. It would make more sense, I think. Shift 2, and this first one I'll put morning shift. I don't think it really matters, but that way I can kind of differentiate for myself. This duplicate's just pounding through the research now. Let's go ahead and get some culture in here. We'll try to make our duplicates a little bit more sophisticated. Ooh, actually, hazard protection would be nice. I don't think I can get the spacesuits unless I can get reed fiber, so that's problematic. Which I also need actually for the paintings, but I can do sculptures in the meantime. I don't think there's even any swampy territory on this particular asteroid. Oh, there's slime up here. I didn't know I had slime. It's a huge pocket of it. Not too far away either. I'd like to get that out of there. Oh, another one over here. Looks like we got some polluted water over here. And there's some seacomb. The first of the seacomb I've seen, I think. More cosmetics. What have we got this time? Probably a building piece. Gloves. Man, I'm getting a really good collection of gloves. I'm really getting low on water here. I gotta make a priority out of moving the water from up top. Let's get more duplicates down here digging this stuff out. What happened there? Did my wire break somewhere? Oh, I'm overloading the grid. I can just tell by the flashing. 1380 is my max, but that's only if the rock crusher's working. Alright, we kind of hit that electrical point where I'm going to have to split the grid out. OG Newman is working on tinkering? Oh, we can do mechatronics, but we can't do that just yet. First, we got to get improved carrying. We'll get a mechatronics engineer soon, hopefully. Looks like the duplicates finally exhaled enough CO2 to block off this little thing for our polluted water storage. That's good. That'll keep that from drifting into the community. They're collecting peat from under the water. Well, once I can drain the water out of here, at least they can collect all that stuff up without getting wet. Mostly. No. We gotta dig up this plant here. Put that as a matter of priority, please. And we'll throw a manual airlock in here that we can seal off. Throw a tile at the top, too. Start deconstructing our tiles up here. A little funnel set up there for our water. And then now we can deconstruct this one right here. Some of the water's gonna get stuck here, so we'll have to deconstruct this here as well. There it goes. Ooh, that's filling quick. Okay, so we have water. We have power problems, but at least the water's flowing down there. I was gonna use this to cool my rooms off, but I don't know that I have time. Uh-oh, that's gonna overflow. Let's get this dug out here as a priority. Throw a priority 6 on there. Get moving, duplicates, before this thing floods. Oh, it's nighttime. Oh, that was really terrible timing. Oh, actually, it might back up here and prevent from flooding. I'm not liking the look of that, though. Maybe we better make that a priority 8. When they wake up, I need them to crack that open so we can expand the size of this water storage. I would really prefer not to have this flow over and flood down here. There you go. Good job, little duplicates. Get out of the water now. Perfect. Okay, so this won't overflow here now. Giant water snot hanging up here. We could deconstruct this and dig this up. That will help the water move a bit. Although right now it's falling straight down the opening, so maybe I should just wait. Let's see how much that drains. I'll probably have to mop up here a little bit anyway. I don't think it's reached that. No. Throw a ladder in here, they can. That little pocket of water. It's only like 37 grams of water hanging out there, so it's not really very much. Let's get all of this mopped up. Mop up that too, I guess, now. And then we can just stick a bottle emptier down here for the moment. I won't leave it here, but we'll stick a bottle emptier here. We're priority 7 on building that. We can use that to empty our clean water down into here. I guess it's a decent amount of water to work with. I have kind of an insane amount of food right now. I have 140,000 kilocalories of food. Both of our refrigerators are full. Well, let's see what stats we got in this new duplicate. Let's bring in more food. We only have 140,000 kilocalories. Let's see, but athletics and excavation might be okay. Shabby dresser doesn't matter. Cuisine, construction, husbandry, science, and machinery. I think we'll go with Hassan over here for the athletics and excavation. And this duplicate here can be old school. Welcome to the community, old school. He's an ugly crier, too. As always, I hope your duplicate insurance is up to date. Survival is not guaranteed. Apparently now there's a bed, because I only have 9 bedrooms. I guess I need to make another bedroom. I mean, I knew I was going to have to, but I was slacking on it. Just a little bit. There we go. It's not much of a room, but it's something. This one's not going to be able to have an airflow tile in it just because of the way I have things laid out, but CO2 should drift out of here and go down these other spaces anyway. Speaking of CO2, that's a problem we're going to have to solve. Along with the power grid situation we have going on down here, but at least I have the water saved from up top. It's all pooled together where I can use it. I don't have to worry about the asteroid destroying it. This thing we should probably set for water bottles. We also got our first little lumb ranch built here. It's going to take a little while for the overgrow to fill in the space, and then once that's ready, we can have our lumb move in. This one here maybe be hatched by then. But if nothing else, we're getting set up for future growth. I'm going to have crazy amounts of food. Once we start getting a decent amount of food out of the ranch, we're going to cut back on the amount of things we're growing over here because we're using resources over here that I don't really want to use. 90 kilograms a cycle for each one of the overgrow, plus peat and all of these things. It's maybe suboptimal.